Hi guys, it's Mathilda, obviously, and you know that because you're on my channel. And today I'm going to talk about kind of a weird topic, or not a weird topic, but it's kind of unexpected since I've actually done a lot of videos regarding my breast augmentation, and now I'm going to tell you not to have it, or I'm not going to tell you not to have it because I would never ever say to someone what you should or shouldn't do. I'm not going to sit here and say that you shouldn't have a breast augmentation, and I'm not going to say that you should have a breast augmentation. Like, you do you, boo, you do you, do whatever you want with your own body. However, I have done a boob job and I feel like I need to talk about this, and I feel like I need to address a few things regarding having a boob job. Having a boob job is all kind of glamorized these days, and it's not everything that we've been told. It's not. And also, I still have my breast implants in, and I'm going to get to that later in the video. However, now I just feel like I need to tell you that I do not recommend getting one. And first half of this video is going to be all factual evidence. I'm going to lay all the facts and risks on the table and talk about it, and the second half of this video is going to be all from my personal experience. I'm going to share what I've been through when I've had my breast implants in, and all of that. So if that's something that interests you, keep on watching. But before we get into this video, don't forget to follow me on my socials. The links are all down below, you know, fun time. And also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It's also down below. You really help a girly out. So thank you so much in advance. But now, let's get into this video. So the first risk or factual evidence with getting a breast augmentation is the breast implant illness. This is something that happens to a lot of different women when they go through having a boob job. It didn't happen to me, and I'm so glad. However, the breast implant illness is something that happens to you when your body rejects the breast implant. And the symptoms are not really what you expect. When I hear that your body rejects something, I feel like it might be infections, or you might get sore in that area, or whatever. However, the symptoms vary from person to person, so you might not really understand that you have breast implant illness until it gets like really, really bad. So I've heard from people that I know and people that have talked about it online that it might, like, the symptoms might be that you're tired all the time, or that you get sick more often. It's very different from person to person. However, I don't feel like we talk about this enough because it actually happens to a lot of women. As I said, it didn't happen to me, which I'm so glad that it didn't. However, when I got my breast augmentation, no one told me about this. Like, the doctors didn't tell me about the breast implant illness at all. And I know that it has been talked about more in the recent years, and I had my breast augmentation 7 years ago, so doctors might not have been like really up to date about it. However, I feel like you're putting a foreign object into your own body, and people should tell you about this. I think that you should get all the information you need to make the right decision whether you should have the boob job or not. So before you have your breast augmentation, I really think that you should do some research about the breast implant illness. So yeah, the next thing I want to talk about, it's the risks with getting a boob job. And there are plenty of risks with getting one, because what they do, they actually put a foreign object into your own body. And I didn't really think about that prior to having one. I mean, I knew what they were going to do, like I understood it, but I didn't really understand it. Do you get me? Like, I knew that they were going to put something inside of me. However, when you really think about it, it's a major surgery. Like, we're talking about it pretty lightly, like she had a boob job, a breast augmentation here and there. Like, no, it's a big deal. They're putting something inside of you, under your muscle, and they sew it in. They sew something in that is not supposed to be there based on your looks, because you want to look pretty, because that's basically why I did it. However, now I'm going to get to that later, as I said, but I'm just going to read a few risks to you Risks with anesthesia: infections, bleeding, loss of breast or nipple sensation, fluid accumulation, formation of tight scar tissue around your implant, and much, much more. If you're eager to read about it, you can actually just Google it and you will find a lot of different risks. And there are always risks with getting surgery. However, this one, it's mostly based on looks, on how you look. And you might, I just want to let you know that you might the table for what? You did this for what? No, but honestly, I didn't mind based on the fact that I'm transgender, which means that I was born a male. However, I then ended up transitioning into the woman I am today. And I was on hormone replacement therapy, estrogen, and it actually helped me grow like tiny breasts, really small breasts. However, I wanted to feel more feminine, I wanted to feel more like a woman, so I ended up having a breast augmentation. And we actually get our boob job for free here in Sweden if we are transgender, so because like of gender dysphoria and so on. So I got my breast augmentation for free and I felt very happy about it and very lucky. However, like, yeah, sometimes I feel like it's not really what I expected and I don't recommend it. If you're not transgender, if you have breasts and you just want bigger breasts, like, don't do it. I recommend you to not do it, because I think that a lot of people that have it they're not lying to themselves. I mean, I believe that some people that have it are just happy that they got it. However, it's a lot of tiny things that will change when you're getting yourself a breast augmentation. Just like tiny small things that are sometimes meaningless. However, when you're like put it in a bigger picture, it can actually affect your lifestyle. It actually affects your life, and I'm going to be talking about that in the next part. So number 3, since it actually is a foreign object, you might suffer pain, you might feel it often. I have implants here inside of me, and sometimes I can feel them. I mean, obviously you can feel your body parts. However, my legs, they are attached to me. They are mine. And I'm not saying that I feel like my breasts aren't mine, because I know that they are mine, and it's nothing like that. I know that my breasts are mine. However, I can sometimes feel my implants. Whether I fall down and I hit my breasts, I can feel them inside of me. Sometimes when I like jump, like really pull my arm back, I can feel my muscles squeezing my implants. Or when I lay down on my stomach, I can feel them squishing or like pressing against my body, and I can feel that they are not attached to me. I can feel that they are inside of me. However, they're not attached to me. And there has been weeks or months at a time where I feel pain in certain spots around my breasts or like inside my breasts, and this is normal. They will tell you that it's normal to feel pain sometimes where you've had surgery, and first it's not a big deal. You're like, oh, I'm pretty sore here, but yeah, I had surgery like 6 months ago. It's nothing to worry about. And then 1.5 years later, you're feeling it in the other breast and you're like, oh, I'm kind of sore here and it's kind of tight, but you know, nothing to worry about. And then it's like 3 years later, and then it's like 5 years later, and you're wondering if you will live like this for the rest of your life. And I'm not saying that the pain is like intense or anything like that, because it's not. The risks with getting a breast augmentation is that you will always live with a fear that something might happen, because it actually can. Did you know that you could actually fall down and hit your breasts and it could detach itself? It could start moving around, and then you would be in a lot of pain, and it happens to a lot of women. You're putting a foreign object into your own body and thinking that it has the same quality as your own body, and it doesn't. I can let you know right now that it doesn't. I remember one instance really vividly when I was on vacation, and it was kind of like this obstacle course, however on water. We were jumping around it and just like doing a lot of obstacles, and I jumped from one obstacle to another, and it was kind of like this bouncy castle kind of material, so it wasn't hard at all. So I jumped from one obstacle to another, and I didn't jump enough, I guess, and I fell on my stomach. It wasn't like this big accident. However, the pain was intense, and I could feel my implants like moving to the sides, and I did actually have to go to the hospital a few weeks later to check it out, that everything was okay, and thankfully it was, and they told me that the pain would go away in a few weeks or so, and it did. However, that is kind of what I talk about. Something might happen to you, and it doesn't necessarily have to be like a car accident. It could actually just be that you fall on your stomach, or someone might hit you and your implants could actually like move out of place. And I've heard so many girls talking about this, that their implants move around or that they move out of the socket, which is kind of like, yeah, you kind of get what I mean. It's really not good. And actually right now I have been dealing with pain in my right breast for around 3 weeks, because I was doing sports and I did this movement right here really fast. Something just like, it was like a popping sound, and the pain was really bad, and I've been dealing with pain ever since. It's always stuff like this. This shouldn't happen. You're not 80 years old with a bad hip that breaks every time you walk. Honestly, I'm 26 years old, and I've been talking to other girls that have had their breast augmentation as well, and they tell me the same thing. They tell me the same thing, that they sometimes deal with pain here and there, and you know, it's nothing to worry about. It's just as it is, but it shouldn't be like that. And why are we really doing it? Like, ask yourself, why do I want to undergo this major surgery? Is it to only have bigger breasts? Isn't that kind of crazy? That you're actually going through major surgery based on how you want to look like. And also, it's not like a nose job. When you're getting yourself a nose job, they're just changing something and then it's all fine. They're not leaving something inside of you. When you're getting a breast augmentation, they're actually leaving a foreign object in your body that will affect your body for the rest of your life. I just really want you to think about that before getting one. And I can tell you this because I've had one. Let's move on to number 4. Surgery might affect how you see yourself and you might want to do it again. And this is something that they actually warn you about, and I'm just going to be very, very short about this. However, when you get yourself a boob job, your brain kind of thinks, it kind of gets like a rush. You think that you're really pretty now. You might have been thinking about this for a very long time, and you get a boob job and then you're like, oh my god, I want to do it again. I want to get that rush again. I want to have bigger breasts. I want to have even bigger boobs. And then you get another one, and then another one, and then another one. You're never happy with how you look like. And this is actually something that affects a lot of the people, and it's not really just when it comes to having a breast augmentation. It kind of ties into every plastic surgery, that you're not ever satisfied. If you're going to have a breast augmentation, I really want you to be 100% sure that you're not going to do it once again, or then again, or again and again, because it's just going to be very expensive and not very healthy for your body. So yeah, number 5, and this is the final one. You might have to redo them, and not by choice. I'm not talking about that you want to go bigger or anything like that. I'm talking about that the breast implants life expectancy isn't as good as your own body, and they will tell you that the breast implants life expectancy is for life. However, what they're coming from, they're talking about that nothing will ever happen to you. They're talking about the breast implant, just like only the breast implant, that it's not going to break or anything like that. They're not calculating how you're going to live your life. They're not thinking about whether you're going to fall down or have a car accident or whatever. And it doesn't have to be anything big. You could just like fall down on your stomach as I did and then have to redo them. When they're telling you that your breast implant has the same life expectancy as yourself, they're not talking about everything. They're not talking about the surgery as a whole. They're talking about just the implant, that it's not going to break or anything like that during your lifetime. However, a lot of things might happen to you and you might have to redo them during your lifetime. And I'm also going to talk a little bit about why I haven't removed mine. So for me, it comes to gender dysphoria. If I remove my breast implants, I'm going to be like flat chested, and as I said, I'm transgender, so I already feel a lot of gender dysphoria, that I don't feel like a woman because I can't have biological children or anything like that, and I live with gender dysphoria a lot. And if I remove my breasts, I feel like I'm not going to feel like a woman, and it's like stupid. However, I am getting very sick of them, and I'm just very like sick of everything that is going on around them and everything like that. So for now, I feel like, okay, I can just leave them in. However, as I've said, I've had a lot of pain, and I will go to my surgeon again and just like check on it. However, if something is up with them, I don't think that I will just like redo them. I think that I will take them out and leave it. I'll leave it at that. I'm not sure because I don't want to redo them. I'm just going to leave them in because I've had the surgery. However, if they tell me that I have to redo them, I might just like remove them altogether. But yeah, I didn't make this video to tell you what you should or shouldn't do. I feel like I've done a lot of videos where I talk about my breast augmentation. I haven't actually sat down and done a video like this, and I feel like I owe it to you, and I feel like I owe it to myself. And if I wasn't a transgender woman, I wouldn't have gone through with this. I'm just letting you know right now, if I knew this, I wouldn't have done it. So yeah. But if you like this video, please give it a like, comment, subscribe, and also hit the little bell icon to get future notifications whenever I post. And thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.